Viceroy. Early in the morning.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Opaque Podcast. I'm Painter. I'm joined by Braden and Alex Torres.
Hello?
Hi.
Jesus, that's gonna come very loud in the mix.
Yeah, that was right.
That was very close.
Right.
So
We have been having a little bit of a debate. There's been a little bit of argument within the podcast about, are your bones always wet?
And I am staunchly against, I don't think your bones are always wet necessarily.
I think at least every bone in your body, besides your teeth, because your teeth are enamel, and they'll be dry sometimes, but most of your bones will be covered with blood your entire life.
Most of them. I can get behind that. Most of them, yeah.
I think all. I'm saying all.
I don't
All
think,
bones.
I think most do, but not all. I'm kind of on the middle grounds because I don't know how to feel.
It really comes
Wet
down
bones.
to like the amount of blood you would quantify as wet
Dude,
on your bones, because the inside of your bones are dry.
they have marrow. They have marrow in them.
Yeah, but the other side, like facing the marrow, is going to be dry. So it really comes down to what percentage the bones have to be surrounded by to be considered wet.
That is so...
You really get into semantics right there.
We're not getting into semantics. I'm just saying there's a
we're
fluid
getting
surrounding...
into semantics.
No, there's a fluid surrounding your bones, dude. I'm not saying there is quantifiably 0.3 liters of blood around your bones. I'm saying your bones are wet. If you touch your bones, they're wet.
Yeah. I can agree with that.
Yeah, well, yeah. You cannot touch your dry bone when
Yeah.
you're alive. Your own dry bone.
Well, there will be no dry bone. I don't think until you die and all your blood goes back into the stratosphere as vapor,
Stratosphere.
as a delicious vapor, I don't think there's even a dry bone.
Yeah. I agree. Not even whenever you're being created in the womb
No.
are your bones dry.
You're not...
Your bones are dry from their creation, from their very creation.
I bet a womb is a really gross place to be. I don't know why there's so many allusions to going back into the womb like Dark Souls. Have you guys ever heard that theory?
No.
That Dark Souls is about trying to crawl back into your mother's vagina. Have you never heard that?
I've never heard about
I've
that,
never
dude.
heard that.
I was watching Dark Souls lore videos when I was really into Dark Souls.
lore.
And he was talking about how in the beginning of Dark Souls you come out of this like crevice and they're like, it kind of looks a little bit like a pussy. And then the whole point of the game is to get back to the big pussy of life. It's like something about birth is what he was talking about and trying to reverse birth himself. I think he just had issues, but I think a womb is a really gross, wet place to be.
Yeah. Is that really the only piece of evidence that he had for that?
Is there more evidence for
He
it?
talked about it, the whole video, dude. It was like this 30-minute video. I watched all of it because I'm a fucking loser.
Okay, I watch Halo lore.
This
I watch Halo lore.
Halo lore is classic. There's books about it and shit.
Yeah.
But this dude was just fucking so amped about Dark Souls. He was like, it's about crawling back into my mom that never loved me and went off with my dad's receptionist. And I never saw her again. It was so fucking lame. But honestly, I love that guy. I don't remember his name. He makes the Prepared to Cry videos. Have you even heard of those?
No, I've never heard of him.
I think I've heard of one. I don't know.
One Prepared to Cry.
One Prepared to Cry. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Prepared to Cry. It's like a Dark Souls lore-based thing. It's interesting because I like Dark Souls.
Dude, it's so crazy.
Wait, is it like it starts with a V?
Does it have like an eye as the picture?
Yeah.
Yep. You can't even say his name.
Yeah.
But yeah, he makes a bunch of Prepared to Cry videos. And he's like,
Vidia? I don't know.
yeah, something like that, dude. I know who you're saying.
Yeah.
But he makes like endless Dark Souls content. And he was talking about the process of reverse birth, and trying to get back to the womb because it's your first ever home.
The womb.
I would have to watch it again and bring
Gets
back
more data.
Mm-hmm. Get some more analytics.
No, it's crazy how many people there are that just dive into the lore of a video game because I like care about it so much. Like I used to literally just watch like Fallout lore videos.
Yeah, I used to watch Fallout
And
lore
this-
and like Halo lore. I still watch Halo lore every once in a
Halo
while.
was a classic, but dude, I watched Fallout 4 lore when that came out.
Yeah, that was great. No, there's this
I like
one
Fallout
guy.
lore. Fallout lore is cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's very cool.
There's this one guy his name was like the Nth Apple. And he was like, on Fallout 4, you can walk in this building and I'm going to be telling you about the story of this thing. And you like pick up like one note and be like, we can conclude from what he's saying in this note that he was killed and his whole family got electrocuted in the bathtub. And it was so fucking interested because he would talk about one building for like 5 minutes.
And in the fourth story of this building, you see through the floor plan that the building was created by
Mr. House.
The creator of House, CEO of House, Mr. House.
Mr. House made this house. He created the house building in 1486.
Yes.
I think I like fuck. I think I like video game lore and I like a lot more of video games.
Yeah.
Almost definitely.
It's just so nice.
I think I'm gonna start diving into Left 4 Dead lore. Just
I don't know if there's
That's
a lot.
gonna
It's
be-
more in like RPGs that there's a lot of lore.
That's gonna be horrible for you, honestly.
Left 4 Dead lore?
That's gonna be a horrible experience. They're gonna be like, and Coach, my favorite character,
The big black dude that eats
favorite
chocolate.
character.
reached into Sarah's vagina.
I kind of started watching Left 4 Dead lore.
Was there anything interesting?
Kind of, yeah. Just like, it just kind of is
It
interesting.
was like there was zombies one day and guns.
I feel like everyone that talks about Left 4 Dead lore probably talks really, really way too fast.
Probably.
In Left 4 Dead Season 2.
Left 4 Dead number 2 is when you get to meet the famous character Coach.
Coach is crazy. He's a crazy black guy with a shotgun.
Born in the 1960s, he marched with Martin Luther King Jr.
He stood up for black pride and then everyone turned into a zombie.
The zombies are an allegory for the white hate that was surrounding him at the time.
The entire game is an allegory for racism. How it can be conquered through the use of a horrible apocalypse that kills everyone.
Yes.
And
It's very good. I'm enjoying this. Coach, why are you guys picking on Coach? When you-
Coach is just
He's black.
He's the most I think he's the franchise character.
I feel like it's either him or the old dude from the first one, Bill.
I don't know.
I feel like it's Bill.
We
Bill's
were-
like one of the main.
We were playing Left 4 Dead probably 2 hours ago, and I don't remember a single thing about Bill.
Because he's old.
It's old.
He's old.
Do you think he's gonna die soon? The Left 4 Dead lore.
I don't know. I don't know.
According to the
I guess they have
graphic
comic
novel.
books. I guess they have comic books for Left 4 Dead.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what I'm gonna do?
I don't think they're ever gonna release another Left 4 Dead game.
Mark
Dude,
my
have you
words.
ever seen someone reading like a video game spin-off comic book? Like
No.
ever in your entire life?
No, but I would
yes.
love to see
Really?
someone reading
I will.
a Halo novel. I would
Yes,
love to see those.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Is
I think those have more class than like a comic
yeah,
book.
they're like novels,
Yeah,
dude.
they're
They
like
are
actual
thick.
novels. They have like really good stories.
That's exactly what I was going to talk about. Is I had a friend from when I was a really little kid, and he was. I remember I was a really little kid because I was like, "You can't play rated M games. You're not 17." He was like, "Yeah, I can watch." That's how little I was.
Yes, that's very little.
It was like Halo 2. It was before Halo 3 came out because I remember being amped about Halo 3.
Yes.
But he was super into Halo books, like actual novels, in like it was probably 5th grade. They're pretty low reading level books. I bet.
Then Master Chief went to his spaceship.
And he stabbed the air middle. I bet it's just a lot of like military stuff that makes it seem complicated.
Well, yeah. It's military shit.
I wish games didn't have to worry about that so much, being like kind of accurate. Like Halo's gotten pretty bad about it. They're like, oh, we have.
Oh yeah, they've done like over designing. Like they've over designed the new art style.
Yep.
It's just over designed.
Now they're like a really branch of the military. It used to be like literally Master Chief. If you ever played the Halo Combat Evolved,
Almost.
you go into like a giant spaceship. The Marines are just like dudes wearing green uniforms.
And then there's just you.
Yeah,
And just you in like a big ass suit of power armor.
yeah,
And you
exactly.
like fucking kill everyone.
Yeah, there was no like you have to go to the UNC Academy. You have to train for many years and pass the UNC.
Did you guys see that movie?
What was
Like
it?
What?
Edge of Dawn or whatever?
It
was so bad.
Forward Unto Dawn?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a TV series. It's like 5 episodes.
Really?
They just made it into a movie, basically.
Yeah, I watched it. It was
There's
so-
also Halo Nightfall, but like on Netflix, there's a bunch of Halo stuff, like Halo Legends.
Wait, Halo Deadass has like a series?
Yeah, they're gonna come out with another series soon.
Was it good?
The new one that's coming out is gonna come out in like 2020, I believe.
Was it about Spartans or was it about like Marines?
Which one?
Any of them. I have never.
Halo Legends is really just Halo lore. It's just a bunch of lore.
This is all new to me, dude.
Really? Yeah, if you go on Netflix and just look up Halo, you'll find like a bunch of Halo stuff. There's like a Halo anime. It's so weird to think about, but there is.
God,
That sounds awesome,
I thought I was.
And then there's Halo the Fall of Reach, and they just go into Reach, and then all of that.
Dude, that's so big.
It's really cool.
Bungie has really good lore in general.
They do.
Well, like, Destiny's stories are notoriously shitty. Notoriously shitty. But
Only anti-consumer shitty because like you have to pay to finish the story. But
Yeah.
like, the lore for it, from what I've heard, it's really
crazy.
Good. It's really good.
there's so much lore for Destiny. That's what I was going to say. There's so much lore. Like, Destiny, if you have to go on, like, the official site to know what the fuck's going on in the first game. So I remember I looked up Destiny lore all the time when I watched the Sleepy Cabin podcast.
What is that?
Sleepy Cabin?
Is that like one of those podcasts you just fall asleep?
No, it's a bunch of old YouTube animators. This was like back when YouTube animators were making no money.
Oh, and like they were just going through a straight up drought.
Yeah, where animators were like, nothing works on the platform anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it while I'm talking. YouTube animators, like, nothing was going on for YouTube animators. They were making no money because it was so short. And it was Oni NG, Psychic Pebbles, Spaz Kid, Stamper was on it sometimes. Do you guys know who any of these guys are?
I know who One ENG is, and that's it. That's
well,
the
Oni
extent.
NG worked with Psychic Pebbles a lot. You've probably ever seen, like, Leo and Satan?
Yeah.
That was Oni NG and Psychic Pebbles.
Epic.
It is epic.
That was very epic.
They were a fun group of guys, dude. I don't think they do Sleepy Cabin as much anymore. I think that he's ever heard of Shadman?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think my boy Shadman was on an episode.
Seriously?
If I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Dude, what does he talk like? What does he sound like when he talks?
If I remember, dude, he was actually kind of. I don't know. I don't even know if it's true. But I know that they're okay with Shadman. Because I remember they were fucking making fun of him a little bit.
Why wouldn't you make fun of Chad though? He's literally like drawing.
Because then he could draw you getting fucked by a black guy, dude.
He could.
So what?
Yeah.
And then you'd know for a fact that people would be jerking off to it.
So what?
I feel like that'd be very empowering
More exposure.
to know.
That's true.
Just be like, wow,
Someone nutted to me.
somebody nutted to an artist's interpretation of me.
Yeah.
That'd be really. Yeah, I feel like that'd be a good thing.
I don't think it'd be shameful. I think it'd be like what Brayden said, just
Very empowering.
So, have you been listening to that official podcast that I was telling you about?
I did listen to some of that. I listened to the Notch episode. It
Great.
was really good.
He is-
and like comment etiquette one.
I haven't even watched
with
it yet.
Eric. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to listen. But the guy, Charlie, has a YouTube channel. It's really popular, and he talks about how he has beef with Riley Reid.
What?
Yeah. So, like, there's a crayon drawing of Riley Reid on Twitter of her spreading her asshole. It is a crayon drawing.
It's a crayon drawing.
It's a crayon, and he talked a little shit about it, and it got to Riley Reid, and she, like, called him an asshole, and the artist called him an asshole. It was this whole thing. He talks about it in the video. But he says his, like, the best way that Riley Reid could get back at him is during a porn shoot, have a character named Charlie that kind of looks like him, and tie him up in the corner and make him, like, get cucked. And just watch her get fucked the whole time. Make him have like a tiny penis.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
That would be a good revenge if I were a
That would
porn
be a
star.
great revenge. Yeah.
If I were a porn star, I'd do that.
I would do that too.
That's kind of what rappers do in their videos now. Have you noticed that? Like, who's the one that put 6ix9ine in the video where he's in prison?
Oh no, I can't think of. I can't. I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about,
I think
though,
I know
right?
what you're talking about.
There's tons of people that have been doing that.
Yeah,
though.
like I'm gonna go until